Yes?
Something's in my face.
I think it's my shoe. I'll try to move it. There isn't much room in here. There.
Thanks. Where are we?
I don't know, but it's sort of round.
And dark.
And way too small for two people. I'm gonna try to stand up.
Be careful. Don't step on... Ouch!
There's a lid or something up here. I'll see if I can... push it.
Amy poked her head up into the light and looked around.
What do you see?
We're in a wooden barrel, I think. Stored in a big room with wooden floors and walls. And there are 2 ladders going up through the ceiling to some sunshine. It's weird, though. It's like the room is... like it's...
moving?
At that moment, the whole room started tilting. Chris and Amy's barrel started to tip and then fell, landing heavily on its side. Then it started rolling.
Whoa!
And then it stopped. Then the room started tilting the other way, and the barrel started rolling back. Then it stopped. As the room started tilting again, Chris said,
Let's get out of this thing!
And they scrambled out of the rolling barrel just before it smashed against the wall and broke into a dozen pieces.
That was close. What is this place? I don't know, but I wish it would hold still.
I want the to go below and make sure everything is stowed correctly.
Someone's coming! Quick, hide!
They quickly ducked behind a large wooden box beneath the ladder at the end of the room. Carefully peeking over the top of the box, they could see a large pair of black boots descending the ladder above them.
Aye, Captain. I'll go below and check her out. 'Tis only the cargo shifting, I'll warrant.
A big burly man in a long blue coat and a big black three-cornered hat descended the ladder. He strode over to the broken barrel and with a look of concern, peered around the room.
Chris? Amy? Are you here?
No!
You made it! Splendid! Well done! Now, come out so I can see you.
Chris and Amy cautiously stood up from behind the wooden box.
Are you Mentor?
You look like a pirate!
Yes and yes! I am Mentor the Magnificent, and I'm disguised as an 18th century sailor aboard this ship so that nobody will know who I am.
Where are we?
Remember the boat you imagined? The green one as big as 2 school buses? With the waves and the wind and the birds and the blue sky?
Uh-huh.
Well, you're on it!
But wait,
Why?
how?
A better question, my dear children, is when? It is the year 1770, and we're aboard a very special ship called the Endeavor, and something very important is about to happen.
What is it?
Come up to the deck and see for yourselves. Oh, wait. You children mustn't be seen by the crew. You will have to hide somewhere. Oh, I know. There's another empty barrel at the top of the ladder. I'll go up first to make sure the coast is clear, then you two run up and hop into the barrel. You can watch from there.
I hope this barrel is bigger than the last one.
And sturdier.
We must hurry.
Mentor scrambled up the ladder through the hole in the top of the room and out onto the deck. Chris and Amy looked at each other, neither one knowing quite what to make of all this.
All right, children. All's clear. Hurry on up.
Chris and Amy scurried up the stairs into the bright sunlight and hopped into the empty barrel nearby. Cautiously peeking out of the barrel, they took in the scene.
We're on a big wooden sailboat.
Look at all the sailors!
And all the rope.
Ropes thick as a sailor's arm were coiled everywhere. Some of them were tied at one end to the ship's deck. The other ends went way up to the top of 3 tall wooden poles or masts coming out of the deck. The masts were as tall as trees, thin at the top, wide and stout at the bottom. Fastened to the masts were sails, large square pieces of cloth which stretched and pulled tight as the wind filled them. Around the edge of the deck was a wooden railing about as high as a man's shoulder. And beyond that, nothing but water and sky for as far as the eye could see. Big waves gently rolled the whole ship one direction, then back the other, while the sailors hurried this way and that, busily tying little pieces of rope, painting every piece of wood they can find, and mopping the deck.
Now watch, children. Something very important is about to happen.
From way up at the top of the tallest tall masts, a sailor suddenly called out,
Land ho! 3 points off the port bow!
Captain Cook, there! Land, sir!
"Yes, so it seems." Off in the distance was a vague purple bump, just barely visible in the mist at the edge of the horizon.
At last, sir! Land!
Jolly good. I shall make a note of this in the ship's log. Well done. Carry on, Mr. Hicks.
Aye, sir.
What? That's it? That's all they're going to do?
I thought you said something important was supposed to happen.
It did. They just discovered a whole new continent, the continent of Australia. No one from their part of the world had ever seen it before. Isn't this exciting?
But aren't they going to go over to it and take a closer look?
Well, not right now. You see, they...
You there, sailor! Who are you talking to?
Chris and Amy quickly ducked down into the barrel.
No one, sir. I mean, I was just talking to myself, sir.
Talking to yourself? Are you feeling well, sailor?
Oh, yes, sir. Fine, sir. I just...
What was that?
What was what, sir?
Who is in that barrel?
With one strong motion, the lieutenant grabbed the children by their arms and pulled them out of the barrel, setting them down on the deck.
Stowaways! Not on Captain Cook's ship. Clap them in irons, and their accomplice too. I'll get the captain. You'll see what happens to stowaways aboard the Endeavour.
A group of sailors seized Chris, Amy, and Mentor and began carrying them towards the back of the ship, the stern.
Children, this would be a good time to imagine yourselves back home.
I can't. I'm too frightened. What are they going to do to us?
They can't do anything to you if you're not here. Hurry, close your eyes and imagine yourselves back home. Amy, imagine that low brick wall in front of your house. Chris, picture the swing in front of your house.
I can't!
What was the weather like when you left? What day was it? What time was it? Where were you?
The barn. I'm thinking of the barn.
Suddenly, Amy vanished. The sailors stopped in their tracks and looked around to see if she had run off.
Now you, Chris, picture something in your mind. What were you going to have for lunch?
I don't know! Wait, I remember. Mom was going to make me a peanut butter and oatmeal sandwich.
At that instant, Chris found himself standing in front of the large wooden radio back in the old barn. Amy was standing next to him, and everything was just as it was before they left.
Wow.
That was amazing.
Chris, lunch is ready. Oh, I gotta go. Hey, do you want to have lunch with me? We can come back here to the barn after.
Can't. We're going to my grandma and grandpa's today. How about when I get back?
Okay, but promise you won't sneak in here without me.
I promise if you do.
It's a deal.
And with that, Chris and Amy climbed back out of the barn window, replaced the old wooden board, and ran off to their home. As Chris ran toward the yellow farmhouse with the green sloping roof, he imagined what was waiting for him in the kitchen. He could almost taste his favorite lunch, a yummy peanut butter and oatmeal sandwich. As the screen door smacked closed behind him, Chris smiled to himself. This new home might turn out to be okay after all.